What's up, guys? I'm the metalhead, and I'm doing 150 classic albums by the end of the year. I'm doing all 21 Pilots albums from Vessel to the most recent Breach, which I did, which was my first album that I did, and you guys showed intense support on that, so I decided to do all of 21 Pilots Blurryface saga, which I thought was Vessel, because everyone on Breach said you should listen to Vessel onwards. And then a bunch of other comments were like, "Oh, the law's really nice." And I was worried because I didn't listen to any of the music videos on the Vessel reaction, which I'm going to do music videos here, that I was missing out on some of the lore and I had to be upkept by it. But actually, that's not the case, apparently. Apparently, it starts with Blurryface, which makes sense because it's like the Blurryface lore, right? Yeah, this album is the one that I probably heard the most stuff from. I know Heavydirtysoul, I know Stressed Out. I probably know Ride and Tear in My Heart, I'm assuming, and Lame Boy. I know a tiny bit about those tracks because they were kind of really hard to miss when you're in 2016, because this is, I'm pretty sure, their commercial peak, right? They have 2 billion streams on Stressed Out and Ride. I vaguely know Heavydirtysoul, I think. Yeah, this is their commercial peak, and I'm also curious about the fans before getting into this. What's your thoughts on Blurryface as the project? Because looking at the critical reception, it seems like the lowest one, and like the user reception is the lowest one. Is this one of those things where it's like the most popular album or the most popular songs on these albums, that sort of thing? The less loved ones by the like diehard fans. I'm curious about that. If I miss anything lore-wise, by the way, please fill me in. This is my first time listening. I'm not going to pick up on everything, and I would love to pick up on everything and know everything, because I kind of want to go on this journey with you guys. Yeah, let's do it. I like this sound.
There's an imposition in my mind's imagination. The hope and the truck on smoke, 'cause I'm smoking them like a basement. This is not rap, this is not hip hop. Just another attempt to make the voices stop rapping to prove nothing. Just writing to say something, 'cause I wasn't the only one who wasn't rushing to saying nothing. This doesn't mean I lost my dream. It's just right now I got a really crazy mind to clean. Gangsters don't cry, therefore I'm missed. I miss the eye, therefore I'm. Can you save my, can you save my heavy dirty soul? Can you save my heavy dirty soul for me?
Ooh.
Can you save my heavy dirty soul for me? Can you save my heavy dirty soul?
From the lyrics so far, to try and pass out what it is, this song is very strong on the religious sentiment, which makes sense. It's a Christian band and stuff like that. The soul I feel like Heavydirtysoul could make it seem like, oh, the soul is tainted, that sort of thing. And I don't think that's entirely untrue, but my understanding of like Christian theology and that sort of thing is that the humanity in you is the one that taints the soul. I went to a Lutheran school. I'm not religious. I didn't even grow up religious, but I went to a Lutheran school. And this soul is the thing to be tainted. So it sounds like with this, him talking about the plights of like, can you please save me, makes sense that would be God. And God, and it's basically him pleading to God, can you please make sure that you don't wreck this soul? Because it's like kind of, my understanding, the vibe of it is the soul is something that you need to protect because it's like sacrosanct, and like human desires, sin, that sort of thing will taint it. And he's probably talking about the fact that like his insecurities, his mental illness, that sort of thing, and like the lesser parts of himself, which maybe that's too harsh. Like, I'm mental, don't worry. But like the parts that are like making him not be able to be the person that he wants to be is the one that's bringing down and maybe tainting and maybe impurifying the soul. And he's just pleading to God to please not let that happen. That's my read on it so far.
Nah, I didn't understand the thing you said. If I didn't know better, I guess you're already dead. Mine is zombies walking around with it ain't been a hunch, saying stuff like you only live once. You got one time to figure it out, one time to twist and one time to shout, one time to think, and I say we're starting now. Sing it with me if you know what I'm talking about.
I think I've also seen this music video before. This is easily the most catchy, and this is like what 21 Pilots feels like to me. This is like what I think about when I think about 21 Pilots.
Can you save my heavy dirty soul? Can you save my heavy dirty soul?
Ooh.
Death inspires me like a dog inspires a rabbit. Death inspires me like a dog inspires a rabbit. Can you save my heavy dirty soul? Can you save my heavy dirty soul?
I'm sorry to pause it right before the really catchy chorus, but I'm wondering what like the music video, because my understanding is like the music video is also playing into the lore quite a bit. He's in this he's in this car, and it's like deteriorating as it goes, and then the more I'm pretty sure, because the car takes apart near the chorus, that every single time he is like blasting out, "Can you please save me?" It's like the car is like this shield or box that he's trapped in, and then every single time something gets pulled off, he's like given more room to be able to like plead to God, or plead to please save himself. From my understanding, I don't know if I'm just taking this from comment sections or something, don't know why I'm connecting this, but I think Blurryface is his demons in some way, if I remember. Like, so it's like, please save me from Blurryface sort of thing. I could be wrong on that, but I think the music video is like kind of detailing that. Also, I'm pretty sure I've seen this music video before. I think it comes from the fact that if you have seen my best reaction, the person that I was friends with in high school that showed me migraine, I didn't realize I actually knew migraine. For the record, I also checked out to make sure that I'm still like following them on Instagram and that sort of thing, and I'm going to and I've spoken to them and all of that, who ended up being trans, and I connected with the lyrics in a different way, because I was like, oh, I remember them showing me this, I remember this song. I didn't pay close enough attention to the lyrics, and while I was paying attention to the lyrics, I'm like, holy shit, a lot of this seems to make sense to me. And yeah, with I think they must have shown me this music video, because it is kind of an iconic music video in like it's like a simple one where it's like just a car taking apart while like there's a cool drum set with fire, but for whatever reason, like I just considerably remember this, where I don't remember other things. Like the images are a bit more striking, maybe. Maybe the car represents Blurryface in itself, where he's just like, can you save me? And he's trying to get out of this thing that's breaking apart. There's maybe the thing I was talking about before is a bit wrong, but like, he's obviously gone out, and then it bursts into flames, and he's trying to, can you please save me from that? Oh! And then like, instead of it like being armor or placed into a box that is overcoming, it could be the fact that when he is, like, God was able to tear apart this Blurryface car that ended up exploding and being into fire, and then he was able to get out of it because of God's intervention. I think this song is great, and I'm actually very curious when listening to this track. This one's incredibly popular to the point where like even I know it, right? I'm wondering from the fans, do you find like Stressed Out Ride, do you guys not have the same love for that as maybe a Heavydirtysoul? Because this one feels like it. I don't remember getting as much radio play, so this one feels like its popularity due to the love from the audience, right, and love from the fans, instead of like radio play like with Stressed Out. Do you guys view a lot more love towards this song than you do like Stressed Out or Ride, if that makes sense? But yeah, this song is great. If you haven't watched me before, I do ratings on the side. This is my first listen, so these ratings are subject to change. I listen to these out multiple times over, and then I post those reviews to Discord, so you can chat to me about the ratings review, to Album of the Year, so you can see a more definitive like statement on it. because I do written reviews there, and you can go to my TikTok. I also will post it there at some point for my new my review series that I'm restarting up, because it's in like a cute little graphic, and you can also make comments, that sort of thing. I don't know, it's cute. This track is quite great. I think when it comes to 21 Pilots, this is like 21 Pilots on their A game. I feel like 21 Pilots a lot of the time, because like their Christian aesthetics and that sort of thing, they get labeled as like Christian rap, and I feel like that's derogatorily, because when we think of like Christian rap, we never think of Kanye West's half of his catalog, and he's considered like a great artist. You never think of it as Christian rap, despite the fact it's been a very Christian album, like Life of Pablo is loved. But so I think a lot of the time, like Tyler kind of gets labeled as like doing more Christian rap, and it gets like a bit corny. But I feel like in this song, he's not rapping that differently, but it doesn't come across. It doesn't have any of that stain, I guess, on it, which is weird, because I know it's odd, because that does feel quite offensive, that like Christian rap just has a stain in itself. But I think that's just people's aversion to religiosity in general. But yeah, I think this is absolutely great. The chorus is a fucking killer. I think like the bridges and everything like connect really well. Like it doesn't have pointless verse syndrome, or like the bridges not being a good part of the song as well. Like it's very, actually I'm probably going to bump it up to a 9. And I might even go higher, because when I'm thinking about the entire track and song as a full song structure, you have really like nice lyricism, you have really nice passages in the songs that aren't just the chorus. The chorus bangs hard, then you have really good connective tissues parts of the songs as well. Like just an overall incredibly good 21 Pilots song. Yeah. And then it goes back and he's still trapped in the car? Interesting. But he's still in that vehicle. He just keeps going back. He has these like triumphant breaking of it, maybe with some help of like God intervention or whatever, and he's able to break out of those restraints, but then he's always brought back to there. If this is actually what the lore is about, it's going to be interesting, because I didn't really pay attention much to the lyrics of Breach, because I didn't know it had lore meaning or anything like that. Like, it was my first time listening to 21 Pilots, basically. So I didn't know that. And it'll be interesting seeing how that capstones, because I don't know if that is the last of the Blurryface saga. And it'll be interesting if it is, because I'd want to deep dive on those lyrics more, because I feel like there's going to be a bit more, like, substance to that I didn't know there was. Obviously, everyone knows this song. I was in high school in 2016. So this track is incredibly popular.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think.
Oh. Alright, that makes sense. I didn't pick up on this, especially when the song first came out, because I had no idea what Blurryface was. And I forgot about that part of the song. But what I was going to say is, like, the first, like, 30 seconds of this, it feels like he was put back into the cycle, the Groundhog Day sort of loop of being in that car, which is, like, trapped, with, like, Blurryface's influence, I'm assuming. Which is cool that the car's labeled in black, because it kind of makes sense. Like, you have this, especially, the snow is, like, white, and then, maybe God was helping him get out of that series, like, ridding him of the black. There's, like, that normal, like, black-white purity and demonic sort of imagery. But then he's trapped back into it, and then I expected now, knowing, like, delving into the lore a tiny bit, that, like, actually the first 30 seconds of this song makes a lot of sense, where he's like, talking about his, all of his issues, and so, and insecurities, and, wishing to, I know this song is about, like, wishing to go back and turn back time, so you do, to the time where you didn't have these sort of issues. So, that's kind of like Blurryface, just Blurryface is, popping up a bit more now.
My name's Blurryface and I care what you think.
Oh, my name's Blurryface. I always thought it was, my name's Blurryface, I don't care what you think. But is it, my name's Blurryface, I care what you think?
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I'd probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurryface and I care what you think. My name's Blurryface and I care what you think.
It's interesting. I have so many thoughts about this
Wish we
track.
could turn back time.
We'll talk about it in a sec. Because I just want to buy Valentine Day.
Days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.
Like, I spiritually feel like this is on the same level as Heavydirtysoul, but I'll give it 9.5 for now. So it's like pretty great 21 Pilots song. The interesting part about this, I have a few thoughts. I always found that like nostalgia, that sort of thing, was like bittersweet. Because like it being really good, like you want to turn back time, you want to go back to those sort of days. I feel like when I was in like my BPD stupors, because I have BPD, a lot of that would be bittersweet because like I wish I could do that, but and that's like the sweet part. Like remember all the memories, it's all good. But then you have this doomerism, like this black feeling that like nothing will ever get better, which leans into like a lot of the issues of like depression and stuff like that, where you're not even sure if you want to get better because you don't see any hope in general. Because I feel like depression is more so not like a sadness, but like just a complete lack of hope or for the future. And with there is that bittersweet dynamic there. And I find it interesting where he said that like, oh, if I could choose, I turn back time, like to go to a job, that sort of thing, or build a treehouse. I find it interesting because as now I've gotten like a bit better, I've gone to therapy, all that sort of stuff. When it comes to my BPD, which ravaged me during high school and then a bit after it, I feel like pointing towards like the external factors are a bit of a misnomer. Like, yes, working sucks. Having to make money, being in financial stress, all these things that are more predictive of you having like bad mental health, that sort of thing, they fucking suck. But it's not the external factors that are causing it necessarily. It's like now that I'm in like a better position, it's more like a framework. Because like when I was in a bit more of a depressive stint, or I was always in a depressive stint, if I'm being real, before, it was my outlook on life, which sounds so hoity-toity or something, but it is just how you view things. It's the frame. It's like your tunnel vision. You can't see outside of this. You're just locked into this paradigm. And sadly, most people's like paradigms, like let's say you have like advice, you can only see this much. Neurotypical person, this is normal. Whatever they're seeing in that vision, that field, is good. They just have nice mental health. But like someone that is born with mental illness, that sort of thing, they do this. And if you have schizophrenia, it's like you have like a lot of the delusions, you have a lot of that sort of thing. So like your frame is just this. And then if you have BPD, your frame literally flips no matter what. It could be incredibly positive. You have manic states of like favorite personing, and then you have like depressive states. Mine often led to depressive states. So like I would look through that. But like the issue isn't necessarily like the stuff that you're seeing in here is distorted. It's like you need to take off the visor and be able to see outside of it, which sounds, I don't know, like it doesn't make sense. But as someone that was in there, that's like the difference. It's like being able to broaden a bit more, because you're locked into, you with a bad luck of the draw when it comes to genetics or what's happened in life, you are, your mind is focused on just one part of the puzzle, and it gives you like a holistic view of the world that it's like a lot more distorted than it actually is, and you can be a lot happier when you are able to change that view, which I know like a lot of people that would want to change that view, they can't. Like, they don't even see an avenue to it, but it is possible. Yeah, because I didn't think it was possible, but it definitely is. And I find it interesting because that is like the pitfall that I feel like a lot of, like, I myself went into. Is like, I wish I could go back to time because I missed this, and these were the things that were making me happy. It's like, no, your frame of reference was just different. And then also back then, I feel like we mythologize the past a lot of the time. Like, I'll go, oh, I love myself. I wish I could go back to just 2 years ago, right? How many times have you done this? Like, you, it's 2024 and you went, oh, I was so much better in 2022. And then it's like, in 2022, you were thinking that about 2020. And when you're in 2025, you're like, I wish I could go back to 2023. And it's just like all these sort of things. I wish I could go back before COVID. That's what a lot of people say. It's like, I wish can go back to 2016, which is usually when they're in high school, for like our generation. Or I wish I could go back to, before COVID, which makes sense. That was a fuck event. But yeah, all that sort of stuff to say, I think this song really sums up like the whole idea of like the Blurryface, because even like the nostalgia that he has for the past, I feel like he's actually framed within the viewpoint of Blurryface, if that makes sense. Like, it's overcoming his, it's like encompassing his view of even the past and what is like his savior. It's like, I wish I could go back to a place where I didn't have as many worries, that sort of thing. And I feel like that is, it's an understandable reaction, especially if someone has like trauma or whatever. I don't know what issues he has. But like, going back, I wish I could go back to a point before that. But you should be yearning to go to a point where you can overcome it, if that makes sense, instead of a point where it didn't exist. Like, this issue didn't exist. Yeah. My 2 cents.
I just wanna stay in the sun where I find. I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of peace in the sun's peace of mind. I know it's hard sometimes. Yeah, I think about the end just way too much. But it's fun to fantasize on my enemies who wouldn't wish who I was. But it's fun to fantasize. Oh, I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride. I die for you, that's easy to say. We have a list of people that we would take. A bullet for them, a bullet for you, a bullet for everybody in this room. But they don't seem to see many bullets coming through. See many bullets coming through. Metaphorically, I'm the man, but literally, I don't know what I do. I'd live for you, and that's hard to do. Even harder to say when you know it's not true. Even harder to write when you know that tonight there were people back home who tried talking to you, but then you ignored them still. All these questions, they're falling like, who would you live for? Who would you die for? And would you ever kill? Oh, I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride. I've been thinking too much.
Oh, I think I like it on the Heavydirtysoul level.
I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. Help me. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. Help me. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. Oh, I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, I'm falling, so I'm taking my time.
I have so many thoughts.
Help me. I've been thinking too much. Help me. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. Help me. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. Help me.
I find this so there's so many aspects that I find this interesting, but I just want to say, like, it's kind of crazy how 21 Pilots with this album, I can't remember. The last one is also a bit pop centric, but like when it comes to pop rock or alt pop, the sort of stuff that they're doing, right? It's really hard to make like catchy pop songs that actually have a like depth to them. And even if you don't care about the depth or the window dressing of like the sounds that they're making, don't hit with you, which it doesn't seem to on this project with quite a few of the critics and stuff like that. Because I think it's one of the lowest when it comes to the Blurryface trilogy, right? Saga, not trilogy. But even if the how it is dressed up, you don't appreciate it is actually incredibly hard to have so much depth and story and concept behind an album like this when you have the constraints of what popular music grants you, right? Like with rap, you can go into like, you could wax lyrical by philosophy for 8 minutes and no one will give a shit. But when it comes to, and he does incorporate rap, which I think is like a very helpful tool in this, but with like the normal pop constraints, to be able to jam pack that with full of meaning, full of concept, full of story is incredibly hard to do. And I think just on like, I know music is subjective, but critics, you have to give an air of objectivity to it. And I just feel like that's where maybe critics get a bit wrong on it when they do 21 Pilots. They get too focused on like the surface level of it, which I personally don't fucking mind because I listen to pop punk. I don't give a shit. Like that stuff is so melodramatic and corny or whatever. Who gives a shit? But I think there's like a lot of depth here that is just being not missed by the critics, especially when it comes to this song, every single song actually. But the ride is interesting because you could take that in multiple different ways. Like I'm fallen, so I'm just taking my time to have the ride. You could take that as like I'm self-destructive and I'm just going to enjoy the ride of the misery. Or because like I know for me, BPD, like there was like a part of it which sounds so mentally ill, but you are mentally ill when you have that have BPD, that like you get addicted to the misery of it all. Like I knew every single time, because I didn't realize I had ADHD and recently got diagnosed with that, but I realized every single time I would go to sleep and wake up, I would completely forget what happened, and like last night, and I wouldn't feel completely better. I would just stationary. But there would be so many times with my BPD stints that I would stay up for the longest period of time imaginable because this felt like the true state of me, which is delusion. But it, like, I just wanted to sit in the misery. Like, this is me. This is me. The misery is me. And so you could take it like that, like the ride. I'm looking for a peace of mind, but it's okay. I'm falling. I'm going to just enjoy the ride now. I could take it like that, or if you flip it, this is it's not like a falling from grace, and I'm going to now just enjoy the despair. You can take it as the rest of the track is despair, and the ride, he is finally taking his time, using a peace of mind, and realizing he's going to be like trying to find a way out of it, trying to find a solution, to slow down his mind, to stop the overthinking, that sort of thing. There was more I wanted to talk about, but I kind of forgot in the track with some of the lyrics. I'll look up some of the lyrics actually, because I don't want to miss it. Yeah, this was a very important part of it that I actually didn't want to miss. I just had to quickly look up the lyrics. With the whole sacrificing yourself, I know for me with the BPD struggles, to get yourself right to make other people right is harder and more effective. So it's the thing that you have to do than the savior complex that seems to be like, oh, I'll take a bullet for you, I do all this. But there's a lot of these times where showing up at like the most dire moments hopefully aren't common, and you still should want to show up to them. But like I used to have this position, and I don't know if there's other BPD people that had this sort of experience, because it seems like maybe I was one of the other ones. I used to actually very rarely split, because in my head I made sure to put everyone on the pedestal of aggrandizing them, becoming my favorite person, that sort of thing. So what I would do is I would be like, I just have so much love to give. I'm going to be a savior's complex. I don't care what it does to me. I just want them to be better. And I got addicted to that sort of issue. But then not factoring in the fact that like however much I'm getting affected negatively, how much ever I'm deteriorating, that is also bouncing off of other people. So I need to make sure that I'm getting myself right. And so I used to never have boundaries. I used to be like, you can do whatever the fuck you want to be. All I want is to just be of service. And that is just not healthy. For starters, even if you don't care about your self-preservation or anything like that, it just actually affects the people that you want to help, like that you want to do the same complex thing too. So I found out like when I went to there and stuff like that, I need to actually put up some fucking boundaries. And weirdly enough, like it was hard. Like when you put up boundaries, you're going to hurt people because they want, especially if you're a fucking, if you have no boundaries and you push over, walk over anyway, like they're going to stop getting access to certain things that you used to love giving access to them. Like I used to, I don't know, I did so much gift giving. I did like whatever fucking a rom-com is. I just did that with every single person. I communicated like perfectly to make sure that I was all okay. I'm not just like a fucking weirdo that's like doing massive romantic gestures. But I used to do these over the top, insane things, 24/7, wreck my financials all the time, just to do all these things for every single person around me. And like obviously, if I'm pulling up the pantries, I might be like, oh shit, I need to save money a tiny bit, you know? So I can't just do that, and then they don't get access to it. So you're gonna hurt those people, and it's a very hard thing to start, but it's definitely worth it because you can just be a better person for the people around you because you're going to be a more secure person. You're going to not be as volatile, that sort of thing, despite the fact that with the volatility, the ADHD, like for me, the ADHD, the hyperness of it is something that attracts people to me, because it's like fun. The BPD aspects of like the love bombing, that sort of thing, which doesn't feel like love bombing because you're being genuine. That is obviously addictive. That's why they call it love bombing. It feels manipulative because that's not how normal people react. That amount of love, but like they might stop getting some of that stuff. But it's healthier because you can be a more secure bedrock for those people, and that sort of thing. Yeah, I like it. I like this album. There's a lot of stuff to choose through. I like it. I like how most of these songs have music videos as well. It's cool.
I'm fairly local. I've been around. I've seen the streets. You're walking down.
Song-wise, this isn't as catchy and nice as the first two for me, but I'll still focus on the lyrics though.
I'm evil to the core. What I shouldn't do, I will. They say I'm emotional. What I wanna save, I'll kill. Is that who I truly am? I truly don't have a chance. Tomorrow I'll keep a beat and repeat yesterday's dance. Yo, this song will never be on the radio. Even if my click with a pick and the people with a vote, it's a few the proud and the emotional. Yo, you bulletproof and black like a funeral. The world around us is burning, but we're so cold. It's a few the proud and the emotional. I'm fairly local. I've been around. I've seen the streets. You're walking down. I'm fairly local. Good people now. I'm not evil to the core. What I shouldn't do, I will fight. I know I'm emotional. What I wanna save, I will try. I know who I truly am. I truly do have a chance. Tomorrow I'll switch the beat to avoid yesterday's dance.
Yo, this song will never be on the radio. Even if my click with a pick and the people with a vote, it's a few the proud and the emotional. Yo, you bulletproof and black like a funeral. The world around us is burning, but we're so cold. It's a few the proud and the emotional.
Touching on this track, as I said before, the window dressing, I'm not a fan of this one. I don't really like that sonically what's going on, much at all. But lyrically, I find it interesting. Like, there's obviously the contradiction of, like, I'm evil to my core, but then saying I'm not evil to my core, I'm just very emotional. I'm local to these lanes. What I'm taking from, like, I'm local to these lanes is I'm local to these, like, either local to, like, not the happiness, and I'm local to that because I have because he has such sparring like contradictions with himself, and he get like he bounces between like happiness and despair so much. But this one, it feels like it's focusing more on despair, so I'm assuming it's like I'm fairly local to the despair, these lanes of despair, and like evilness, and he views himself as evil because he's in so much despair. That's how I take it, and I like the lyrical aspect of the song, but the song, it like the musical aspects of it, I'm not a massive fan of. I'll give it like a 5 now. It might even go lower, because like when it comes to songs, I can appreciate the lyricism a lot, but I still need to love what it sounds like. And I don't necessarily love this. Like there's a lot of like Hobson sort of stuff to me, where like the what he just did with like his vocals and the echo and all that. I just not a massive fan. If you do like it, more power to you, because the lyrics, like, I feel like the lyrics are the main meat of these songs. But when I rate songs, I have to rate them on musicality quite heavily. So if you love the meat, like I like the meat here, quite a bit. So if you want the, if you like the salad dressing of it, cool. Like that's valid. Because it allows you to enjoy the meat more, right?
I'm fairly local. I've been around. I've seen the streets you're walking down. I'm fairly local. Good people now.
He's also talking about like, I'm fairly local. I've seen the streets you're going down, which makes it seem like to other people he's like, oh, if you're struggling, I know those streets too. I'm fairly local to those streets. I like this chorus a bit more. Like, it's building a bit more for me. I like the back half of the song a lot more. It's really hard because like the first half of the song I didn't really love. The second half I actually quite like a lot, and I like the meat of it. I think it just depends what I'm gonna focus, like what I want to focus on. Is like, would it be a 4 because I'm focusing on the negatives, or would it be a 6 because I'm focusing on the positives? I'm going to lean towards focusing on the positives because I like the meat of the story that is going on. So I'm going to focus. That's the thing that's like swaying and tipping it into its favor of like, oh, it's a pretty decent song. It just has, for me, like flaws in the first half of it. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta bleed to know that you're alive and have a soul. But it takes someone to come around to show you how. She's a tear in my heart.
It's so glistening, like poppy Tribeca. I love it. It's like cheese, but I love it.
The songs on the radio are okay, but my taste in music is your face.
Wait, what's so funny about that? Like, he was talking about, like, oh, the radio. It's funny that this is the fucking project that blew up on the radio. Like, he said, fairly local and tear in my heart. He's like, this won't be played on the radio. The first 3 songs, I'm pretty sure were played on the radio. I don't know about Heavydirtysoul, but, like, they're played on the radio now because they're streamed a shit ton. But, like, Stressed Out was played so much on the radio. So it's really funny that, like, he was like I'm assuming at this point in time, like a Tumblr indie darling sort of thing, a tiny bit. And then he popped the fuck off. I wonder also how that happens, because like I don't know if I hear of too many artists that have that sort of trajectory, but you kind of can get it from like Billie Eilish, where she had like a bit of that when she first started, because like you wouldn't have expected her to be so popular. Maybe a bit of Chapel Roan or something like that, but like it feels quite rare for that sort of thing to happen. Maybe also like 1975 with Love Somebody, that sort of thing where like a Tumblr fanatics and were massive into it. I love 1975, and then like Love Somebody was like a massive pop hit, and I think About You as well. So like maybe it's just actually not that dissimilar, but it's like it's interesting what bands that happens to and which ones it doesn't, and why. And I'm wondering why, you know.
And it takes a song to come around to show.
It's a cute love song. It's like such a cheesy love song, but I love it. I have that in me. So. Yeah, I'm a sucker for this stuff.
You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time. But that's okay, I'll just avoid the hole so you sleep fine. I'm driving here, I sit, cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement. You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time. But that's okay, I'll just avoid the holes so you sleep fine. I'm driving here, I sit, cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement. Sometimes you gotta bleed to know, that you're alive and have a soul, but it takes someone to come around to show you how. She's the tear in my heart.
I like this music video.
I'm alive, she's the tear in my heart. I'm on fire, she's the tear in my heart. Take me higher than I've ever been. My heart is my armor, she's a tear in my heart. She's a carver, she's a butcher with a smile. Cut me farther than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Oh, than I've ever been. My heart is my armor, she's the tear in my heart. She's a carver, she's a butcher with a smile. Cut me farther than I've ever been.
I would say that like the bit of a criticism that I have for this track is probably the which makes it maybe it's like a bit lower than Stress Out or something like that on re-listens, is I don't understand like I'm just mad at the government. You can have a song about that, but I don't know how it relates to this, where it's like he's talking about how much he loves this person, and they're a carver, they're a butcher, which I kind of funnily makes him sound bad, but it's like I'm pretty sure it's about just a love song, right? About probably one of his partners or something. But it just, the lyrics about the cement, I'm just mad at the government for not filling them in. Unless like the government is a stand-in for like God or something, and it deals with that sort of thing with like the last few tracks about like the difference between like Blurryface, God and himself. I don't know how it fits in, and it just feels like that lyrical focus is just there to be filler a bit. But apart from that, I'm just a sappy little love guy at heart. I absolutely love this shit, so. Now here comes Lame Boy, which if I remember correctly, has one of the worst lyric bars I've ever heard. But it's not, I'm not going to say that ruins the entire song or anything like that. But that's the only part I know about this, I'm pretty sure.
We go where we want to. They think this thing is a highway. But will they be alive tomorrow? They think this thing is a highway. If it was our way, we'd have a tempo change every other time change. Cause our minds change on what we think is good. I wasn't raised in the hood, but I know a thing or two about pain.
That's the line.
If it wasn't for this music, I don't know how I would have thought this. Regardless, all these songs I'm hearing are so heartless. Don't trust a perfect person and don't trust a song that's flawless. Honest, there's a few songs on this record that feel common. I'm in constant confrontation with what I want and what is popping in the industry. It seems to me that singles on the radio are currency. My creativity's on the free when I'm playing shows. They say stay in your lane, boy, but we go where we want to.
It's interesting because I feel like it could play a double dichotomy with this. Like if we're talking about like it's staying in your lane, it's obviously like creative freedom, and on that front, if I'm just taking it from that, I kind of hate this song. Like when it comes lyrically, like the idea of like, oh, you should stay in your lane, boy, don't do rap, and then like being like, I know something, I'm not black, but I know something about pain and darkness. It's just like feels weird, feels really weird, incredibly weird. That's how you handle that criticism, but on the other way, it could be like like this could be Blurryface telling himself like, oh, you should stay in your lane, boy, which is like the depression lane, right? Like that despair lane that he was in, that he was fairly local to. It could be that, and on that aspect, it's okay. But also, like, actually, I don't know. I feel like the dichotomy, this first one kind of overrides the second one. That is a potential meaning of the track.
They think this thing is a highway, but will they be alive tomorrow? sorry if that question I asked last scared you a bit like a hazmat in a gas mask. If you ask Zach, he's my brother, he likes when I rap fast. But let's backtrack, back to this. Who would you live in that for on that list? But the problem is, there's another list that exists and no one really wants to think about this. Forget sanity, forget salary, forget vanity, my morality. If you get in between someone I live and me, you're gonna feel the heat of my cavalry. All these songs I'm hearing are so heartless. Don't trust a perfect person and don't trust a song that's flawless. They say stay in your lane, boy.
Yeah, I feel like that one meaning, you could have two meanings of it. I don't even know if the second meaning of Blurryface is there. I'm just, because like there are lyrics on that that have lean itself to so much that the only and primary focus is the fact that like, hey, I could do this rap shit too, which you can. This just feels weird. I don't know. I'll get like, it just feels like it overcomes it so much. I know I said that that like I won't focus, like that won't be the thing that ruins the song for me, but I feel like that's only the case if the window, like if that was just like one line about it and it wasn't like the crux of the song. Because like if there was more hints to like the Blurryface lore, I feel like I would just look past it for this bit and it'd be like a knock, like a point knock. But like that, it feels like the substance of the song, so I kind of I don't like it. Which at least you know I'm being honest in my reviews, because I don't like giving things negative scores, but I will give them negative scores. My average is a 6. So yeah, and I clearly appreciate 21 Pilots, but this one feels like a like
Boy, we go where we want to. They think this thing is a highway, but will they be alive tomorrow? They say stay in your lane, boy. We go where we want to. They think this thing is a highway, but will they be alive tomorrow?
But will they be alive tomorrow? Feels like it plays definitely more into the Blurryface lyrics, and maybe there's more substance there, and if you tell me more about it, I could maybe change my view on it by like a few points, because I think there is like probably some like lyrics that I'm not delving too far into because I'm getting distracted by the other points that he's making, like on the broader surface level, but like that could change like the makeup of the chemistry, like the chemistry makeup of it a bit, and make me appreciate it a bit more, like, because like, oh, at least the meat is decent. But it feels like the meat is sparse. Like you've given me like, I don't know, a small amount of flank steak or something like that, and then like you've given me a shit ton of really burnt Brussels sprouts, and it's just like, all right, this is not a good dish yet. But if you somehow change that flank steak into a fucking top tier Wagyu steak, then I'd be like, yeah, it's a pretty good steak, a pretty good dish. It's crazy that this is. I'm assuming this live. It's crazy how massive it was. Do I kneel to his concepts? I do like, it's like, you need to stay in your lane, and he's like employing like no on a script, like creative level, and he's doing like 5 different genres at once. That's a nifty aspect to it. Yeah, I feel like, is this like the only track that I've been this harsh on when it comes to 21 Pilots so far? I have a feeling it is. It just feels like a bit of a mess overall because of that. Alright, now we can go to lyrics. There's no music video on this one. The Judge. What the fuck? Hey, buddy. No, that should fix it up, right? Wait, why is this so different? There we go. That fixed it.
Na 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 na, oh oh, na 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 na, oh oh, na 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 na, oh oh. When the leader of the bad guys sang something soft and soaked in pain, I heard the echo from his secret hideaway. He must have forgot to close his door as he cranked out those dismal chords, and his four walls declared him insane. I found my way, right time, wrong place, as I pled my case. You're the judge, oh no, set me free. You're the judge, oh no.
This is very millennial. This like the sound here.
I know my soul's freezing, hell's hot for good reason, so please take me. Na 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 na, oh oh, na na na, oh oh, na na na, oh oh. Three lights are lit, but the fourth one's out. I can tell 'cause it's a bit darker than the last night's bout. I forgot about the drought of light bulbs in this house, so I head out down the route I think is heading south. But I'm not good with directions, and I hide behind my mouth. I'm a pro at imperfections, and I'm best friends with my doubt. And now that my mind's out, and now I hear it clear and loud, I'm thinking, wow, I probably should have stayed inside my house. I found my way, right time, wrong place, as I pled my case. You're the judge, oh no, set me free. You're the judge,
I like how cheery it is.
set me free. I know my soul's freezing, hell's hot for good reason, so please. I don't know if this song is a surrender or a rebel. I don't know if this one is about me or the devil. I don't know if this song is a surrender or a rebel. I don't know if this one is about me or the devil.
Oh, that's cool. I like the lyrics on the track, meaning that like the judge could actually kind of be two different people. I understand that it's mostly through the lens of like, God, you're the judge. Can you please set me free? My soul is freezing. The devil, like the thing is warm. That's something. But you could also flip it, like if you want to be like the devil and God on your shoulder, like Blurryface on the shoulder, and then God on the other one. Like Blurryface, kind of like, I don't know. I'm trying to find the words. Masking this as oh, the devil like set me free, basically him pleading to Blurryface or the devil, like, can you please set me free, can you please just allow me to be okay, sort of thing. Or you say to go, oh, can you please set me free, can you please rid me of these demons. You can take it either way. That's cool. Oh, okay.
You're the judge, oh no, set me free, oh no. You're the judge, oh no, set me free, oh no. I know my soul's freezing, hell's hot for good reason.
It's catchy, but I don't know if I'm in love with the musicality of it. It's not bad. It's not gonna get a bad score. It's just, I don't know if I'm in love with it. Like the other ones were Stressed Out Ride and Heavydirtysoul, they're bangers. This one's like cute, but it feels like maybe a bit of empty calories a bit, apart from the lyrics. Like musical. Alright, I'll be the charitable. Yeah, I'm gonna lean onto the fact that like it is a bit catchy. The lyrics are pretty decent. I was bouncing between a 6.5 or a 7. I'll lead it to a 7 because I don't know, it's cute. I like it. It's a bit catchy. Yeah, I like the message of it. I wonder, like, if there's more tracks about this, about like, hey, can you please set me free? It's like, we've kind of done this, right? Like, Heavydirtysoul, lit like substantively, is probably the same as The Judge. So if that is the case, and Heavydirtysoul is like a better song, does this song need to be on the album? Can it be on the deluxe version of it? It's like, oh, here's a cut that I kind of had, but I realized that creatively it had something very similar. But if he's talking about to the devil, if that's actually a part of it, like Blurryface, that sort of thing, might have a bit more to it. But I feel like this just feels like it retreads similar themes to Heavydirtysoul, but in a dressed up in a less appetizing manner. So that might lead me to actually give it a 6.5. Actually, you know, I will. I'm sorry. I just feel like, yeah, it is a bit of a retread. I do find it a bit catchy, a bit cute, and that's why it's decent. It's decent, but it's not good. It could have been good if we didn't already have this. That's how I'm going to do it. Because 6 decent, 7's good, 8's great, 9's amazing. Alright. 10's perfect. I think this is decent, but had chances of being good if Heavydirtysoul didn't exist. Alright, I'm going to go into doubt. I've been yapping for a while, so I'm gonna get. Interesting start. I feel like I kind of liked it, but I don't know.
Scared of my own immaturity, scared of my own ceiling, scared I'll die of uncertainty. Fear might be the death of me. Fear leads to anxiety. Don't know what's inside of me. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me.
I think I like this one more than The Judge a bit. Actually, if that's the case, then I feel like this is.
Temperatures dropping. I'm not sure if I can see this ever stopping. Shaking hands with the dark parts of my thoughts. No, you are all that I've got. No, don't forget about me. Don't forget.
I kind of like this chorus a bit. It's like cheeky. It reminds me of like 2000 stuff a bit. Like when they first found autotune.
Gnawing on the bishops, claw away up their system, repeating simple phrases. Someone wholly insisted, want the markings made on my skin to mean something to me again. Hope you haven't left without me. Hope you haven't left without me. Please. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Even when I doubt you, I'm no good without you. No, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Even when I doubt you, no good without you. No, 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 no.
It's interesting that this song is the one that makes me actually want to talk about the theology a bit. I don't believe in God or anything like that, but I do feel like the metaphysical concept of God kind of just does exist. Like I just don't believe it comes from like this like divine intervention sort of thing. I believe that like every single person has an intuitive thing inside them that is like their good voice, right? And people label that as God and then put a lot of like theology and dogma and that sort of thing on it with like Christianity, Islam, all that, and like you make all these religions off of it. But like in general, it's basically like trusting your like the good voice, which everyone knows what that is. And you can take, I feel like if you go too far into caring about like anti-theism, you could stop yourself from like enjoying songs like this, because it's like, don't forget about me, God, don't forget about me, that sort of thing. But if you just frame it differently, like the moral conscience that is flowing through you that makes you do good things, you don't have to label that as God, because I don't believe it's God or anything like that, but like you don't have to label that moral conscious being, please don't forget about me. I don't want to actually delve into the depths of, in this case, Blurryface, and all my mental illness, my dark despair, desires, that all that sort of stuff. I don't want to go into that. Please save me. That sort of thing. This one feels a bit different to me than The Judge. It touches on very similar themes, but it's like the opposite. Like The Judge is like, save me, save me, save me, right? Heavydirtysoul did this. This one is like, don't forget about me, because I know even when I doubt you, even when I don't forget about me, like even when I stop thinking about it, I don't like pleading in a different way. It's like, despite being like very similar subject matter, it's pleading in a very different, like in a different way and style. So I'm okay with it, and it's not like the lyrical depth here or whatever. It's not doesn't feel like it's retreading the same grounds as Heavydirtysoul. So I actually kind of like this song. I'm giving it a 7.5. It's about a 7 or a 7.5, but I'm lead towards 7.5. Yeah. This has been a pretty good album overall. It's like a bit inconsistent, but I really appreciate the lore aspects. I actually like delving into lyricism a lot. If this is like a ludicrous comparison, but I haven't done much of that since like Kendrick, because I did Kendrick on my Patreon. You can see all my Kendrick reactions. I'll post them on YouTube soon. But I have to do editing because I kind of want to make those videos really good, because those albums are like genuinely some of the best of all time, like the best of all time. So I want to do something special for them, but I don't know how. But yeah, with that, this feels a bit similar, where it's like I'm trying to like pass the lyrics a bit more and like understand everything that's going on. That's cool. I like it. It's nice to jig your media literacy brain a bit.
Help me polarize, help me down. Those stairs is where I behind all my problems. Help me polarize, help me out. My friends and I, we got a lot of problems. You know where I'm coming from, though I am running to you. All I feel is tonight. You, I wanted to be a better brother, better son. Wanted to be a better adversary to the evil I have done. I have none to show to the one I love, but tonight.
I like this.
Help me polarize, help me down. Those stairs is where I'm behind all my problems. Help me polarize, help me out. My friends and I, we got a lot of problems. Polarize is taking your disguises, separating them, splitting them up from wrong and right. It's deciding where to die and deciding where to fight. Tonight. Oh, I wanted to be a better brother, better son. Wanted to be a better adversary to the evil I have done. I have none to show to the one I love, but tonight. Oh, help me polarize, help me down. Those stairs is where I'm behind all my problems. Help me polarize, help me out. My friends and I, we got a lot of problems. We have problems. We have problems.
Ooh, I like the scram vocals there. This track actually might be If stressed out's 8.5, this might be higher. I don't know.
Domingo en fuego. I think I lost my halo. I don't know where you are. You'll have to come and find me, find me. Domingo en fuego. I think I lost my halo. I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
You'll have to come and find me.
I guess that means it's a 9 for now. But I don't think maybe it's a, I don't know. It's hard because I don't know if it's on the same level as Heavydirtysoul. But I really like the sonic aspect of this song. Alright, I'll give it, I don't know.
I wanted to be a better brother, better son. I wanted to be a better brother, better son. I wanted to be a better brother, better son.
Yeah. That one feels like, this is me just, I like this song, for the record. I like this song quite a bit. It just feels like we're on a bit of a lull. Like, Doubt is decent. I like that. I think that ballad fits the concept a lot. Polarize, I feel like it could, but it feels like it's a different angle. And I appreciate that, but it doesn't feel like it goes into much depth. Like, wait, there is a lot of to chew on in Heavydirtysoul Stressed Out Ride. Even fairly local, even though I don't like how it's stressed up. As Tear in My Heart has a bit less, and it feels like ever since then, it's like we had that, like, clink in the armor of Tear in My Heart. And then it's just been unraveling, and we just kind of, it doesn't fulfill the concept as much as it probably should. I don't know. I like the song of this one though. Oh, I don't know. I'll give this an 8 actually, and maybe I'd give 8 Doubt an 8 as well, because I like Doubt. I'll figure out which ones I like more afterwards, because I'm gonna listen to this album again. But yeah, I don't know. I wish. It just feels like it was such a strong start, concept-wise, and it feels like it's kind of going downhill a bit. I hope that it doesn't for the rest.
We don't believe what's on TV because it's what we want to see.
This is the most millennial song ever. This is like, this is what AGR is copying.
We have all learned to kill our dreams. I need to know that when I fail, you'll still be here. 'Cause if you stick around, I'll sing you pretty sounds and we'll make money selling your hair. I don't care what's in your hair. I just wanna know what's on your mind. I used to say I wanna die before I'm old, but because of you I might think twice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, second verse. What if my dream does not happen? Would I just change what I've told my friends? Don't wanna know who I would be when I wake up from a dreamer's sleep. I need to know that when I fail, you'll still be here. Oh, 'cause if you stick around, I'll sing you pretty sounds and we'll make money selling your hair. But I don't care what's in your hair. I just wanna know what's on your mind. I used to say I wanna die before I'm old, but because of you I might think twice. I don't care what's in your hair. I just wanna know what's on your mind. I Used to say I wanna die before I'm old, but because of you I might think twice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The thing is, like, it feels like I'm just shitting on it. I like this. Like, I actually kind of like the song. It's decent. It's pretty good. That's why it's 6 now. It's like decent and pretty good. But it feels like there's a lot of like, this is not to do with the track itself, because if this was by itself, I would still have the same positive feelings, right? But like, it feels like it's an album concept. It feels like we're losing it a bit. The momentum's kind of getting lost. Like, you have these like glimpses. Like, Doubt's decent. Polarize is alright when it comes to, like, okay when it comes to it. But it's just like, we're losing the concept a bit. And I kind of liked the concept. I felt that was like, it was giving it some oomph. I don't know.
Times. You don't know what I've done. I'm wanted and on the run. I'm wanted and on the run. So I'm taking this moment to live in the future. Release me from the present. I'm obsessing on these questions. Why I'm in denial that they tried the suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand.
Huh.
On the run. I'm wanted and on the run. So I'm taking this moment to live in the future. Release me from the present. I'm obsessing on these questions. Why I'm in denial that they tried the suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand.
I find it so, it's actually so meta that, like, this song feels like it's steeped in Blurryface, right? It's just a shit ton of insecurity, and it's like, hey, don't criticize like the stuff I do, because you don't understand. Like, only a few will understand. Like, all this like damage control stuff, like, there's just sparked from immense insecurity, and it's funny because it kind of protects itself, because it's basically him saying, don't criticize me. So like, if I do any criticism of the song, then it's like I'm going against his wishes, which is funny. But also, as I said, on a meta level, it kind of feels like it's steeped in Blurryface on that level, because there's so much insecurity with this song. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. Musically, I can't, like, I don't have strong feelings either way. Lyrically, I don't know, depending on how you take it. It's an odd track. I'll give it a 5. But also, like, is it better than the start of it? Actually, I kind of think I liked musically. This is a very hard track for me to evaluate. It's like more interesting than the last track.
My people singing. My people singing. Hope you're dead, cause how could you sleep at a time like this? People, they rhyme like this, we're all impressed by this. They rip it, flip it, but these are just triplets. Wrote this in 3 minutes, 3 words to a line. It's just poetry divided. I'm the kind of guy who takes every moment he knows he can fight it. In music to use it, for others to use it. You're dead, cause how could you sleep at a time like this? Life is up here, but you comment below. And the comments will always become common motivation to promote your show's next episode, so your brain knows to keep going even though it's far from this moment. But you and I know it gets better when one day finally rears its head. Together we're losers, remember the future, remember the morning is when that is dead. Release me from the present, I'm obsessing all these questions. Why I'm in denial that they tried this suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the
I think I've said
message,
so.
man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message.
There's like potentially that it could go up a tiny bit more. Us. Is it a 6.5? I'll give it a 6.5.
My people singing. My people singing.
I don't know. I feel like this album, it sounds weird because it's only 14 minutes long. 14 songs long, right? I feel like you could cut down to like 10, and this would be a really concise concept record. I don't know. Like that, you don't need the insecurity track here. If you could have doubt, you could have polarize. If you just take out like, I like Tear in My Heart, if I'm being honest. I like it. But for concept wise, you might take it out. Lane Boy, you take out. Judge, take out. We don't believe what's going on TV. I thought you take that out. And you take a Message Man out. I don't know, like this could have been like a really concise, like amazing concept. But it feels like it's getting lost a bit meandering in the like halfway point to the second back half of the album. I do like, I don't know, I like how like we have gone from like here's Blurryface and then I'm going towards like the light, and there's more of that juxtaposition, but I feel like you can do that without this spread of like 5 songs that like retread similar things. That you could do it in like 1 or 2 songs if it's more potent.
A shadow to display at me. Spirits in the dark are waiting. I will let the wind go quietly. I will let the wind go quietly.
Be the one to take my soul and make it undone. Be the one to take me home and show me the sun. I know, you can bring the fire, I can bring the bones. I know, you make the fire, my bones will make it grow. Where we're from, there's no
I like this.
sun. Our hometown's in the dark. Where we're from, we're no one. Our hometown's in the dark. Our hometown's in the dark.
Shadow to display at me. Spirits in the dark are waiting. I will let the wind go quietly.
I like this.
I will let the wind go quietly.
Put away all the gods your father served today. Put away your traditions, believe me when I say. We don't know how to put back the power in our soul. We don't know where to find what once was in our bones. Where we're from, there's no sun.
I like this.
Our hometown.
I like a lot for even the concept.
Where we're from, we're no one. Our hometown's in the dark.
Yeah, I like it.
Our hometown's in
I like it quite a bit, actually. Yeah, alright. It's just a catchy, like, well-made track, and I like how it's like capping off the end of this album. I'll go into it a tiny bit after the track's done, but yeah, this is good. I like it.
Where we're from, there's no sun. Our hometown's in the dark. Where we're from, we're no one. Our hometown's in the dark.
Like, I like the journey this has been on. We start off with Blurryface. I'm like fucked, basically. And we go into like the Heavydirtysoul, that whole thing where like the car is back at the end of the video. We go into Stressed Out, where it's like, I just wish everything was better. Ride, which I will admit, where it's like, I'm falling, but I just enjoy the ride. Fairly Local, I've been local in these streets. Tearing My Heart kind of just doesn't work in that concept. Lame Boy kind of doesn't. I know there's probably other stuff in Lame Boy that probably does work with it. The Judge is retreading Heavydirtysoul. Then you have some doubts where you're like, we're getting to the point. I will agree that from like Ride to The Judge, possibly we have there was at least some stuff in there that leads him to go to Doubt, where, or like The Judge, where he's back to like, oh, save me. I'm basically like I feels like he went to a trip down Blurryface lane for a bit, and now he's like, oh, I'm back at fucking God Central, save my soul sort of shit. And then it's like Doubt, and then Doubt's like, I'm sorry, please save me just in case. Polarize, I'm putting on these masks, all these sort of things. And then we go to Hometown, which feels really nice, where it's just like, my hometown's in the darkness. Can you please basically help me out? I'm fully devoted now. Like, we've seen the delves of like what the problem is. Oh, I'm fucked. I'm damned. I'm not gonna be able to help. I'm desperately crying for help. Then you take a trip down Blurryface lane, and then you come back and you're like, oh, now we're in God Central here, but he's still like, I'm a bit confused though. I'm a bit confused. Like, my hometown's darkness. I need some help. Can you save my soul sort of stuff again? But where's the soul thing? I'll try and figure it out. Where is it? I can't. I'm actually blind. I don't know where it is. Where's in the dark? Where's the sun? Where is soul? I swear he says soul. Yeah. How to put back the power in my soul. Yeah, he's like asking for guidance now. It's instead of like a bit more of like pleading, desperate pleading. He's like asking for guidance. Like, I'm now out of my hometown. It was dark there. I just want you to know it was really bad. Do you have any tips for helping put my soul back together? I kind of like it. It's cute. Not today. That sounds like he's going to do a confrontation.
I don't know why. I just feel I'm better off staying in the same room I was born in. I look outside and see a whole world better off without me in it, trying to transform it. You are out of my mind. Oh, you aren't seeing my side. Oh, you waste all this time trying to get to me.
I feel like this part is Blurryface and he's responding to it.
Yeah. Listen, I know this one's a contradiction because of how happy it sounds, but the lyrics are so down. It's okay though, because it represents, wait, better yet, it is who I feel I am right now. You are out of my mind. Oh, you aren't seeing my side. Oh, you Just because I play the piano doesn't mean
Hobo
that
Johnson
I'm
went
not willing
hard
to
for this
take
song.
you down.
I just know it.
I'm sorry. I'm out of my mind. Oh, I'm not seeing things right. Oh, I waste all this time trying to run from you, but I'm out of my mind. Heard you say not today. Tore the curtains down, windows open now, make a sound. Heard your voice, there's no choice. Tore the curtains down, windows open now, make a noise. You are out of my mind.
Hmm.
You
I like
aren't
it.
in my side. You waste all this time trying
I like the
to get to
confrontation with
me,
like Blurryface sort of stuff.
you
I
are
like
out
it.
of my mind. Heard you say not today. Tore the curtains down, windows open now, make a sound. Heard your voice, there's no choice. Tore the curtains down, windows open now, make a noise.
I like it. Strong ending to it. I'm glad they stuck the landing. It was like a bit meandering in the middle for me, but like I'm glad they're sticking the landing quite hard. It gives me like a much more positive view of the album, because like if it just petered out after that, it's like, oh, you had such a nice start, where'd it go? But now it's like we had such a nice start, and then he at least got there at the end.
I'm a goner. Somebody catch my breath. I'm a goner. Somebody catch my breath. I wanna be known by you. I wanna be known by you. I'm a goner. Somebody catch my breath. I'm a goner. Somebody catch my breath. I wanna be known by you. I wanna be known by you. Though I'm weak, beaten down, I'll slip away into the sound. The ghost of you is close to me. I'm inside out, you're underneath. I've got two faces. Blurry's the one I'm not. I've got two faces. Blurry's the one I'm not. I need your help to take him out. I need your help to take him out. Though I'm weak and beaten down, I'll slip away into the sound. The ghost of you is close to me. I'm inside out, you're underneath. Though I'm weak and beaten down, I'll slip away into the sound. The ghost of you is close to me. I'm inside out, you're underneath. Don't let me be gone.
I like this. I was questioning whether I would, because I think Not Today is a really nice like ending to like literally juxtapose, right? Like you're now confronting Blurryface when you were downtrodden and you were asking God for the help here. This one feels like it's taking a step back, but I do like this more somber note. His scream vocals are nice. I'll give it 7.5 an hour. Alright. I don't know. I kind of feel spiritually that's an 8, but I don't know. Anyway, overall album. I think a few tracks could be cut from this, like story editing wise and quality wise. So when we go through this, right, fairly local, despite being actually one of my lowest, as you can see. And I'm pretty sure that might even go lower because I think I'll lean more towards the fact that I don't like this music elements on re-listens. Necessary for the story, so I think we keep that. I think we keep it. I just wish it was a better song, right? But I think it's necessary for the album. Tear in My Heart, I don't know if it's necessary. It's not necessary for the album. I like the song a lot, but I don't think it's necessary for the album. Lame Boy, I think you cut. Judge, I think you cut. Message Man, I think you cut. We Don't Believe It's on TV. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure you cut that. And then you have like 10 tracks that are very consistent with the theme, and it has a very nice tip off. And you could say, like, I was thinking, like, do you like cut off Gone Up? But it's like, no, I actually kind of like the uncertainty at the end here. If it means that it feels like there's more, knowing that there's more albums, like there's more stuff you can tether at. But yeah, I feel like you cut like 4 tracks, and this would be like an incredibly consistent bunch, especially story editing wise, because I feel like the story you're trying to tell, there's a few of these tracks that miss the mark or just retread same ground, and it just messes up the momentum. But overall, it's pretty fucking good. I actually really like listening and delving into all this stuff. So if you watch this far, thank you. What the fuck? Why did you watch this far? An hour and a half? That's crazy. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to support me some further, you can go to my Patreon. It's $5 a month. You get to request an album or 2, depending if it's a classic album or not. I have a list. You get early access to 150 plus videos, and yeah, it's just nifty over there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Peace.